I had extremely low expectations for The Time Traveler's Wife. And not only did it not get very good critical acclaim, and nor did it do particularly good at the box office, but nothing I had seen about the film really made me all that interested in watching it. I don't think it was marketed particularly effectively. The trailers didn't really give me a whole lot to work with, and overall it just seemed like another kind of sappy love story that really wouldn't be all that interesting. And I'm sure that a lot of people probably feel like that's the case, but I have to tell you, I actually really, really liked this film. I thought it was fantastic. I think the performances by Eric Bana and Rachel McAdams are terrific. I think the time travel aspect of the movie is extremely interesting, and the filmmakers give you just enough of how it works to really understand the film. Another science fiction film I watched recently, Surrogates, let me down quite a bit because it didn't go enough into the world of how the surrogates worked, and I had a lot of questions when I was done watching it. The Time Traveler's Wife doesn't have that problem. They explain just enough about the time travel aspect of things to let you understand how it happens and why it happens, but they don't go into any unnecessary technical jargon. That's not what this movie is about. It's about a love story, and it's about a romance, but it's not a sappy, weepy romance. This is not a chick flick, even though it kind of is a chick flick. It's really got a little something for everyone. The time travel and the science fiction aspect of it will keep, I think, most guys interested. And this really great romance and the chemistry between Eric Bana and Rachel McAdams will keep all the women interested. I know that some people are going to think that this film is really nothing special. It's not a fast-paced movie. It's not a real exciting, flashy movie. It doesn't have a ton of special effects in it. But I found it particularly engaging and particularly effective. There's something about the story and the characters and the acting that all kind of came together and really, really worked for me. So, as far as I'm concerned, The Time Traveler's Wife was one of the most enjoyable surprises I've had in quite some time. Now, the Blu-ray is a pretty good version of the film in terms of its technical aspects. This isn't the most colorful film. It's not the most flashy, splashy film. So the transfer kind of just carries the film over the way it's supposed to look. You get really clean and clear images, nice natural skin tones, but you're not going to get that kind of color saturation that really pops off the screen. Although shadow delineation does hold up well, especially in some of the few nighttime scenes. It's not even a particularly visually splashy film in terms of the directorial style or the cinematography, but it looks pretty nice on Blu-ray. There's sort of a weight to the film that is carried over through this transfer. The surround soundtrack is also pretty laid back in that this is not a film that's really got a lot to work with. It's dialogue, it's score music, which sounds very full and rich, and everything sounds exactly the way it's supposed to, but don't be looking for your rear speakers to be working overtime during the film. Unfortunately, the extra features are a little bit lacking. There's one extra feature on both the DVD and the Blu-ray, and that is called The Time Traveler's Wife, Love Beyond Words, which is an interview with the cast and crew about the making of the film. And then there's a special feature that's exclusive to the Blu-ray called An Unconventional Love Story, which is an interview feature with Rachel McAdams and Eric Bana talking about their characters' relationships. So they're pretty standard features. But they do give you a little extra bang for your buck, I guess. And there's a digital copy included with the Blu-ray as well. The quote on the back of the box calls The Time Traveler's Wife the most romantic movie since The Notebook, and I really can't argue with that. I really fell for the characters and the romance in this film, and then the added little science fiction twist to it really just satisfied my inner geek. So I'm going to go ahead and say that The Time Traveler's Wife is a movie that is actually highly recommended.